So, time to unleash my inner geek as I talk about my excitement for the new Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show. Why I am deliriously excited for Obi-Wan Kenobi. So, what you're going to understand with me is that I grew up watching the Star Wars prequels, and for me, Ewan McGregor is my Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like, I think Alan McGinnis did a great job playing Obi-Wan Kenobi in the original Star Wars trilogy, and I want to trade him for any other actor. But the thing is though, Ewan McGregor is my Obi-Wan Kenobi. Whenever I think of Obi-Wan Kenobi, I always think of Ewan McGregor, because I grew up watching the Star Wars prequels, and I absolutely adored them as a kid, and they still hold so much nostalgic value for me now, because I just have so many fond memories of watching them at such a young age. When I watch the prequels now, and I have actually seen them again recently, but when I watch the prequels now, you know, I notice I've got a lot of problems in terms of filmmaking, in terms of plot, and in terms of inconsistency with the rest of the Star Wars universe. But when you're a kid, you don't really care about that sort of stuff. You just want to watch big epic lightsaber duels. You want to just see lightsabers. You want to see all the cool characters like Jango Fett and General Grievous. And at the same time, though, you want to see big epic battles, big epic space battles, and you want to see Star Wars. And for me, watching The Phantom Menace and watching Attack of the Clones and watching Revenge of the Sith as a kid, that's what I got from those prequels. That's what I got from those movies. I felt like I was watching Star Wars, and I was obsessed with those movies. Honestly, I loved The Phantom Menace as a kid. I loved the pod race and stuff. I loved Darth Maul in that movie as well. I loved the duel between him, Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon. I loved seeing young Anakin, you know, blow up the Trade Federation ship all by himself. I loved the whole Gungan battle as well, you know, with all the Jar Jar Binks speeches. I loved that movie so much as a kid. And then Attack of the Clones, I enjoyed a lot as a kid. I thought Jango Fett was like the coolest character I'd seen in cinema up to that point. And at the same time though, I thought, you know, Christopher Lee as Count Dooku was one of the most menacing villains I've ever seen. And I also thought the whole Geonosis arena sequence, you know, with Padme, Anakin, and Obi-Wan, while they try and survive from those creatures in the Geonosis arena, was one of the most riveting pieces of cinema I'd ever seen. And at the same time, no, I thought the whole Jedi battle was one of the most exciting pieces of cinema I'd ever seen back when I was a kid. Honestly, I absolutely adored that Jedi battle as a kid. I used to try and reenact it in my garden as well by myself. It's just, yeah, I absolutely loved Attack of the Clones. I absolutely loved the end of Attack of the Clones mostly. I mean, I really enjoyed Attack of the Clones as a kid, but for me, I really loved the end of Attack of the Clones, especially at a younger age. And then you go on to Revenge of the Sith, though. And honestly, Revenge of the Sith used to be one of my all-time favourite films. Like, I still like it quite a bit now, and I still think it is by far the most superior of the Star Wars prequels. But the thing is though, when I was a kid, I used to love that film to pieces. Honestly, with the opening of that movie, I was amazed where the whole space battle was taking place. You see Anakin and Obi-Wan going through to go and see General Grievous, and I loved General Grievous in that movie. I loved seeing Count Dooku again, and I also loved seeing more Samuel Jackson's Mace Windu in that movie, and I also loved seeing the Wookiee battle, the Kashyyyk, and seeing more Chewbacca, and seeing his relationship with Yoda, and also seeing Chief Tarful, which is, you know, the Wookiee that hangs out with Chewbacca in that movie. I loved all of that, and I also loved the duel between Yoda and Palpatine in that movie. And my favourite part of Revenge of the Sith as a kid was undoubtedly the duel between Anakin and Obi-Wan on Mustafar. Honestly, I remember watching that as a kid and thinking they actually filmed that on lava, and also I was just amazed by it. I'd never seen anything like that in any other film ever, and I used to just watch that sequence over and over again. I just like, oh, I can't believe they made something like that in a film. I couldn't believe it. I absolutely loved Revenge of the Sith, and I still like Revenge of the Sith quite a lot now, but I used to be so obsessed with it as a kid. And obviously, I love the original Star Wars trilogy as well as a kid. I used to watch Return of the Jedi loads and Empire Strikes Back loads as well. But the thing is, though, the prequels, you know, when you're a kid, there's just something about them which is appealing and exciting. And at the same time, though, it does feel like Star Wars, regardless of the problems I have with the movies now, and I have a lot of problems with, say, Attack of the Clones. But the thing is that regardless of those problems, those films still hold such nostalgic value for me, because one of the reasons I can still watch the prequels now and still enjoy them is because of Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan. You know, even so I have my problems with The Phantom Menace now, even so I have my problems with Attack of the Clones now, and even so I still have my problems with Revenge of the Sith now, you know, I can still watch those movies and still really enjoy Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi. And he seems to be one of the only things liked about the prequels when they're actually coming out. Like, the prequels, when they were coming out initially, were really not liked by so many people, including Star Wars fans who had a lot of problems with the movies. But what I gathered for the most part, I mean, I wasn't really around when the prequels were coming out, but what I've gathered from the most part is that people really, really loved Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi in those movies. That's what I've gathered. The people are really excited to see him come back finally. And honestly, I can really see that. Like, I have so many Ewan McGregor Obi-Wan action figures back there. It's ridiculous. I mean, I think Alec Guinness is great as Obi-Wan Kenobi. I have a couple of Alec Guinness Obi-Wan Kenobi figures as well. But for me, you know, like I said before, Ewan McGregor is my Obi-Wan Kenobi. Whenever I think of Obi-Wan Kenobi in Star Wars, I think of Ewan McGregor. And honestly, when I've been watching the prequels again recently, you realise how good he is in those movies and how he makes the role his own. And how he just gets better in each movie. Like, I really like him in The Phantom Menace. I really enjoy watching him. But you believe in the character a bit more in Revenge of the Sith. And also, a side note here, when I was a kid, I used to think they changed actor from The Phantom Menace to Attack of the Clones with Obi-Wan, because in The Phantom Menace, you know, he's not got a beard, he's got short hair, and then in Attack of the Clones, he's got long hair, he's got a big beard, he looks a bit sexy, shall I say. But yeah, I used to think they changed actor when I was a kid. But actually, I remember finding out I was like 10, 12, or 11 years old, and I was like, oh, they didn't change actor. Actually, they just kept the same actor through all 3 Star Wars prequels. And I love that, though. I love the fact that Ewan McGregor was in all 3. And he just plays the role so well, and he gets better with each movie. Like, I really like him in Phantom Menace, and I really enjoy him in Attack of the Clones, but he is at his best in Revenge of the Sith, in my opinion. And I think Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan is, quite honestly, perfect casting, I've got to admit. I really do. And, I absolutely love him in the Star Wars prequels. So naturally, I wanted to see him return once Disney acquired Lucasfilm and Star Wars in 2015. And he has had a few voice cameos, as far as I'm aware, over the couple of films that, you know, Disney Star Wars made over the sequel trilogy. Like, he has a voice cameo in The Force Awakens, when you see Rey have that vision of where her future's heading, and then he has another voice cameo in The Rise of Skywalker, and Rey hears all the past Jedi that have come before her, which was kind of cool. I like the fact they was having voice cameos, but I want to see him properly back, even if it was just for a cameo. I just wanted to see him back, you know, in a full human form in either Star Wars TV show or Star Wars film. I just wanted to see him back as like a Force Ghost or in a Star Wars TV show set before New Hope. Just do something unique, just do something to bring him back in some sort of capacity. And finally, I think it was 2016 or 2017, there were reports and rumours going around that Ewan McGregor was going to come back as Obi-Wan in his own movie. And that really excited me. However, as far as I'm aware as well, those reports weren't really confirmed by Lucasfilm or Star Wars or Disney. So that was a bit unfortunate. But then in 2019, D23 happened. And basically, at D23, I remember seeing this video online of Ewan McGregor on stage with Kathleen Kennedy. And by the way, if you don't know who Kathleen Kennedy is, she's head of Lucasfilm. She's essentially in charge of all of Disney Star Wars. And by the way, there's a lot of people who dislike her, and a lot of people say she ruined Star Wars. I completely disagree with that. Like, I don't think she's done the best job with Star Wars, don't get me wrong. I don't think she's done the best job with managing Disney Star Wars, but I do think she's done a decent job at that, though. But anyway, I remember seeing her on stage with Ewan McGregor at D23 in 2019 on a video on YouTube. And basically, she says to Ewan McGregor, "Are you coming back as Obi-Wan Kenobi?" And he goes, "Yes." It's something like that. I might be remembering the video wrongly, or I might be paraphrasing or something like that, but it's something like that in the video. And I remember just watching that video on my phone on YouTube and getting deliriously excited. I go, "Oh, he's coming back! He's officially coming back!" Kathleen Kennedy, head of Lucasfilm, has confirmed he's coming back to play Obi-Wan Kenobi in a TV show. It's confirmed then that he's coming back to play Obi-Wan Kenobi in his own TV show, and that really excited me. I mean, I would have liked to see it as a film, I'm not going to lie, just because I prefer films over TV shows, but still, a TV show is better than nothing. But then, I think it was like late 2019 or early 2020, the series was announced to be having rewrites taking place because apparently Kathleen Kennedy wanted to make the show feel more triumphant. I remember at the time, everyone was blowing this out of proportion online. Everyone was going, Obi-Wan Kenobi TV shows receiving rewrites. This means that Disney has once again ruined another classic Star Wars character. Oh my god, rewrites. No. This means that the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show is ruined. No, it doesn't. Honestly, I can guarantee you now, your favourite movies from the past 10, 20, 30, 40 years, or however many years, probably had rewrites taking place either during their production, whether it's in pre-production, principal photography, which when the film's being made, or even in post-production. I mean, even look at the recent Doctor Strange movie. That actually had rewrites take place in post-production. They'd finished principal photography on the movie, and then they rewrote sections of it, and reshot sections of that movie after it had been finished, after principal photography had finished. So rewrites take place all the time. They happen all the time in Marvel movies. They happen all the time in big franchise movies. That's kind of why so many franchise movies feel so disjointed half the time, because, you know, they feel like they've had rewrites take place because they have had rewrites take place. And also, it happens with so many TV shows. It happens with most TV shows. Honestly, there's so many TV shows which the ending's been changed during production of that show. And so rewrites really wasn't unheard of. But the thing is though, every single Star Wars fan, as far as I'm aware on the internet, just blew that out of proportion. I mean, I do that as well. I remember when Rogue Squadron got delayed, you know, the new Patty Jenkins Star Wars movie, which may or may not happen still, but I remember when that got delayed, and I was blown out of proportion a bit and thinking, oh god, no, not another Star Wars movie delayed, come on. But then actually over time I was like, yeah, but we still got a lot of Star Wars TV to look forward to, so I don't really mind overall. But yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is, a lot of Star Wars fans, like me, I'm a culprit of this as well, we all blow things out of proportion when we hear something bad is going to be behind the scenes at Disney Star Wars, and that's what happened again here. But in the end, rewrites isn't unheard of, and in fact, it can actually make a series a lot better, or a film a lot better, and so I'm hoping for the best for the rewrites. I'm hoping that the rewrites improve the series overall. I'm hoping that they improve the story of the series, and I'm hoping that they make the series far more coherent and whatnot. You get the point I'm trying to make there. But what isn't unheard of is a global pandemic, and of course the series was meant to go into production in 2020, and then that didn't happen because of the pandemic, because of the COVID-19 pandemic. And honestly, I feel like a broken record every single time I mention the pandemic on this channel, because it's always about delays. You know, the pandemic, like everything else, delayed the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show. And finally, the show went into production in mid-2021. But when I saw photos of actually Ewan McGregor on set and other actors on set for the show, it got me really excited because I realised it's actually happening. It wasn't just an idea anymore. It wasn't just a concept. It wasn't just, you know, writing on paper. Things were actually being shot for the show. And it's like, oh my god, this is actually happening. Things are actually going forward with this show. And then I think it was like mid-2021 when I finally saw all these photos online of like Ewan McGregor on set and things like that. The show quickly became my most anticipated TV show for the next 2 years, the next year, however long, because I just can't wait to see Ewan McGregor back. He is my Obi-Wan Kenobi. Whenever I think of Obi-Wan Kenobi, I think of Ewan McGregor. So when I was seeing all these set photos, I was like, I can't wait to see him back. I can't wait to see it actually happening. It's actually happening. It's in production. Yes! I just couldn't wait to see it. And then the, print photography finished and post-production was well on the way, and our first trailer came out, I think it was a month or two ago. And that first trailer was great. It had dual effects in the background, it got a lot of teasers of what the series had to offer, I love the cinematography. You saw your first glimpse of Ewan McGregor back as Obi-Wan Kenobi. It looked fantastic. But the second trailer looks even better. Honestly, the second trailer, go watch it online if you haven't already. It's fantastic. Pause the video, go watch that and come back here now. But yeah, the second trailer is only a minute and a half. But it's even better. Honestly, you get more of a taste of what this series has to offer. You see more of Obi-Wan's relationship at this point in the Star Wars story with a young Owen, with a young Uncle Owen. You see more of that relationship. And by the way, you see young Uncle Owen in the trailer, played by Joel Edgerton, who's also a fantastic actor himself. But yeah, you see that going on. By the way, if you hear the bike out there, I do apologise. But yes, you see that relationship going on in the trailer. And like, Obi-Wan says to young Uncle Owen, well, when the boy is older, he must be trained. And then Uncle Owen goes, like you trained his father? Ooh, what a burn. But yeah, I really like seeing that relationship in the trailer. I want to see more of that in the show. Hopefully that's one of the things we get. And at the same time, we saw more of the Inquisitors in the second trailer. We saw them in the first trailer, but we saw more of them in the second trailer. And I must admit, I don't really know who the Inquisitors are. Like, I haven't seen the Clone Wars TV show, and I haven't seen Rebels either. So I don't really know who the Inquisitors are. But I'm excited to learn who they are. Honestly, they look terrifying in this latest trailer. They look great. I'm really excited to see what they're like in the show overall, and just seeing the teasers of them in the trailer was really exciting. And yeah, a lot more lightsabers as well. And also, we saw a tease of Kumail Nanjiani's character. I might be pronouncing the actor's name wrong, I apologize if I am. We saw a tease of his character. And by the way, I saw a tweet from Kumail Nanjiani himself after the trailer came out, basically saying, it actually feels real now. I'm in Star Wars. And it's just that sort of feeling and that sort of, you know, unison between the fandom, which just makes it feel so special. And that's one of the reasons I love Star Wars. And also just seeing other elements of the story, like all the bounties being in Obi-Wan as well. Like, not only is the Empire all chasing down Obi-Wan, but so are bounty hunters as well. And that just really excites me because it opens up the prospects of potentially seeing other bounty hunters like Cad Bane, maybe Boba Fett pre A New Hope. I don't know. You know, there's your world's your oyster with the show. That just opens up more possibilities and in a great way. And also, it teased so much. And the cinematography in that trailer looked great. The action in the trailer looked exciting. It really excited me. And another thing which excited me in the trailer was the glimpses of Darth Vader's suit being put together. I was like, ooh, like everyone's seen Darth Vader in the original trilogy. You haven't seen him in Rogue One as well. But the thing is, though, it doesn't like we've seen him like this yet, and that really excites me. Like the way they were teasing, I was like, we haven't seen this version of Darth Vader. And that's exciting. That's what it looks like from the trailer. I might be eating my words come when the actual series comes out, but still, when I was watching the show, I was like, I don't think we've seen this version of Darth Vader yet. And I think it's going to be like an extension of the version of Darth Vader which we see at the end of Rogue One, but in this show. And I think that's going to be brilliant. I hope it's going to be brilliant anyway. And that's another thing which really excited me about the show. Like, back in mid-2020, I think it was, or late 2020, whenever this was. But basically, there was a Disney Investors Day where Kathleen Kennedy was announcing more things about the show, and announcing more things about Star Wars in general, but she announced more things about the show as well. And basically, she said, not only we're going to see Ewan McGregor back as Obi-Wan Kenobi, but we're also going to see Hayden Christensen back as Darth Vader. And I did inverted commas there, because I don't think we're just going to see him back as Darth Vader. Because first of all, that'll be a bit offensive to the actor and a bit offensive to the fandom as well, because, you know, Hayden Christensen as Anakin Skywalker has a bit of a cult fandom surrounding him now. And I think it'll also be a bit offensive to the actor, like saying, we're going to bring you back, but he's going to be in a costume the entire time. And also, they could get any old actor to do that. So he's not just coming back to play Darth Vader. He's going to come back to play Anakin. There's going to be flashbacks, probably live-action Clone Wars flashbacks, where we see Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi, and, you know, Hayden Christensen as Anakin in their Clone Wars outfits, but live action. Because I don't know if you noticed recently, by the way, whether it's Mandalorian Season 1 and 2, or the Book of Boba Fett, you know, a lot of Star Wars TV has been about making Clone Wars live action, whether it's Cad Bane and Boba Fett, whether it's, you know, Bo-Katan in Mandalorian, or if it's Ahsoka in Mandalorian. A lot of the recent Star Wars TV, a lot of the recent live action Star Wars TV has been about making Clone Wars live action, which I'm all here for, because personally, I don't really get along with the Star Wars animation sort of stuff. It's not for me. But I'm all for them making Clone Wars and Rebel stuff live action. I'm here for that. And that's what I think they'll be doing again in this show. So that's another reason I do think we're going to get more of Hayden Christensen actually back as Anakin in this show. I think there's going to be at least 2 flashbacks. Probably more, to actually build on the story and to actually make the duel between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan in the show that bit more exciting, that bit more thrilling, as it'd be like a one big payoff at the end of the series. Hopefully that's the way they take this story in the show. Fingers crossed. But hopefully that's the way they take it, and I'd be excited if they did. I'd really be excited because, ooh, nothing like a good payoff. And I think the duel between them two in the show, although it will break canon, it doesn't bother me if it's written well. And actually, I'm really excited to the duel because I think it's going to be done well. I think it's going to be done well. I really hope it is. And another thing which is really exciting about Hayden Christensen as well is the fact that I do think he played a good Anakin Skywalker, particularly in Revenge of the Sith. I must admit, I'm not the biggest fan of his performance in Attack the Clones, just simply because I find him a bit weird. I don't think he's settled into the role that well. I mean, I don't find his performance unwatchable, like some Star Wars fans do, which I think is a bit of a... I think that's a bit, you know, stretching. I think that's overstretching a bit with that, because I don't think his performance is unwatchable. But it's not the best in Attack of the Clones either, but it's not bad either. But I believed his performance a lot more in Revenge of the Sith. You believed the character a lot more, which I think is a huge testament to the actors, because you really believe in the relationship between Anakin and Obi-Wan a lot more in Revenge of the Sith, and I don't think that's because of George Lucas's dialogue. I don't think George Lucas's dialogue in the Star Wars prequels is particularly brilliant. But the thing is, though, it's a huge testament to the actors when you believe in that relationship between Obi-Wan and Anakin. Like, when I used to watch Revenge of the Sith as a kid, and you get to the whole immolation scene where Anakin's like, I hate you, to Obi-Wan, that's really powerful in my opinion. That was really powerful in my opinion as a kid, because I believed in that relationship. That's just the way I saw it. It's still powerful to me now, because I believe in that relationship, not because of the way it's written, but because of the way it's acted, because of the execution there with the actors. And I think that's a huge testament to Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen, which I'm really excited to see a continuation of in the show. Hopefully the direction they take this show show. Fingers crossed. But I'm really excited to go in that direction because, yeah, I do think Hayden Christensen played a great Anakin Skywalker in Revenge of the Sith, and I think he could play an even better Anakin Skywalker / Darth Vader in this show, especially perhaps with a better director. Like, I think George Lucas is a great director. He did a great job with a Star Wars movie. I think he's an innovative director as well. Like, say what about the Star Wars prequels, they always try to leap forward in terms of technology at the time, and so I do think he's an innovative director. I just don't think he's the best at storytelling, which is kind of evident in the Star Wars prequels, but that's neither here or there. But I do think the direction of the show can make Hayden Christensen's, performance a bit better, perhaps. We'll have to wait and see. And another reason, my final reason I'm really excited to see Hayden Christensen back, is because he seems like the nicest person in the world. Honestly, as far as I know, and I don't know this for definite, but, when the prequel Star Wars movies were coming out, when the Star Wars prequels were coming out, a lot of people didn't really like Hayden Christensen as Anakin Skywalker. I mean, a lot of people like him now, people like me, because they grew up watching the movies, they grew up watching the Star Wars prequels, so they like his performance, because that's kind of the Anakin they grew up with. But from what I gathered, a lot of Star Wars fans who are kind of like my age when the Star Wars prequels came out, they didn't really like Hayden Christensen's performance. But the thing is, though, he seemed like the nicest person in the world, because even so, he was hated by quite a lot of Star Wars fandom. He still went to Star Wars Celebration in 2019, before he was announced to come back in the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show. He might even talk to come back by that point, but still, he came back, and he seemed to be happy to be at Star Wars Celebration. He seemed to be having a lot of fun there, and also, he seemed to be really enjoying himself as well, and he seemed to visit all the children's hospitals as well, with Ian McDermott, who plays, Emperor Palpatine, and you see them visit hospitals together, children's hospitals, and it's just things like that which is really heartwarming. Like, whatever you say about an actor's performance, it's not the person in itself. And I do think that Hayden Christensen just seems like the nicest person in the world, particularly for all the stuff he went through, like for all the stuff he got hated on for being in the Star Wars prequels, and the fact that he hasn't had much role since Revenge of the Sith, as far as I'm aware. I know he's been in a couple of movies, but not loads of movies, not like Ewan McGregor. But the thing is, though, you see him now, and you see the fact that he's still in Star Wars. He's still open to come back as Anakin Skywalker, which obviously is exemplified with this show, and the fact that he goes and visits all these children's hospitals with Ian McDermott, just to spread joy, and just so kids can light up and see his friends and go, oh my god, that's Anakin Skywalker, because that sort of stuff is really heartwarming. It's just, yeah, it makes me smile. And so, I think Hayden Christensen sounds like the nicest person in the world, and I, for one, cannot wait to see him return to the show. Honestly, the idea has grown in me ever since I heard it, like I was saying. But when it was first announced, I was like, oh, Hayden Christensen's coming back as Anakin Skywalker? Will that work? And actually, over time, you know what? It's got me more and more excited about the show. It really has. But another reason I'm also excited about the show is the fact that Deborah Chow is directed in all 6 episodes. Like, Deborah Chow, I think, died to, like, a couple episodes, like Mandalorian Season 1 and 2. I remember one of the episodes she died to, I think it was the episode where basically, they go into the Empire's base, Mandalorian, Boba Fett, and a couple of characters go into the Empire's base, and Bill Burr's there as well, and they go into this Empire base on this force planet, which looks a bit like Endor, and then basically, they have to fight on this Imperial carrier, and they have to fight all these stormtroopers to get there, and then Bill Burr's character just shoots the Imperial officer on the dinner table. It's a great episode. I remember really liking the episode, and Mandalorian takes his helmet off and things like that. And hopefully you know what episode I'm talking about. I think it was like Series 2, Episode 6. I might be wrong there, but it was like something like that. And it was a great directed episode. It was a really well directed episode. And so, I'm excited to see how her direction will be back in this series overall. Because another reason her directing all 6 episodes excites me is because it hasn't happened with Star Wars TV show. Mandalorian Season 1 and 2 were all directed by different people. Same with the Book of Boba Fett, that was directed by a number of different people. But all the episodes of a Star Wars TV show haven't been directed by one person yet. It has happened with a Marvel TV show. Like, all the episodes in Loki Season 1 are all directed by Kate Herron, and I think she did a great job of that show. But the thing is, though, there hasn't been a Star Wars director who's directed all episodes of a Star Wars TV show yet. This is the first time it'll be happening, and that really, really excites me. That gets me really pumped up, because I'm like, oh, what's he going to do? How is he going to, stage all these 6 episodes as well? How is he going to make it distinctive? Because the thing is, though, as much as I did like her direction in the episode of Mandalorian Season 2, whatever it was, I had to sustain a certain sort of direction of the show overall to make the show feel coherent in terms of direction. But with Obi-Wan, you can do something new and distinctive, and do something like kind of unique in terms of like, her direction, to do something different than Mandalorian, do something different than the Book of Boba Fett, and I'm excited to see how she directs all 6 episodes. Fingers crossed she's going to do a great job. Fingers crossed all 6 episodes are going to feel really well directed and really well thought through, and hopefully the storytelling in terms of direction is going to be like riveting and intense and compelling, and also just the action sequence in the trailer alone, look, they're going to be exciting as well, and hopefully direction really showcases exciting storytelling, exciting action, and I'm really excited to see what her direction is going to be like in the series, especially as I'm more into that stuff now regarding Star Wars. Like, my favourite Star Wars film today is still Empire Strikes Back, because I think it's the best out of all, 9 Star Wars movies, and also the spin-offs. So naturally, I really want to see how the direction is with the Obi-Wan TV show as well. And another reason I'm really excited about the show, and this won't be for everyone, and I know a lot of people won't be excited about this, but I'm going to talk about it anyway, is the music. And the fact that a couple of months ago, it was announced that John Williams will be coming back to the main theme for this show. And the thing is though, the main theme will only be like 3 minutes long. But I just can't wait to hear it. And I love the fact that John Williams returned to Star Wars. Because after he did Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, he came out and said, you know what, I think 9 Star Wars movies is, I think it's enough. I think it's enough. It was something like that, he said. I might be paraphrasing again, but it was something like that. And so I thought that was it. I didn't think he'd be coming back to Star Wars ever again. And that was a bit unfortunate because I always really looked forward to hearing his scores for the sequel trilogy, whether it's The Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker. Because say all about the quality of those movies, but you cannot deny that the scores for all 3 of those movies is so splendid. I also love his score for the main theme for Solo, because I think he perfectly encapsulates this young Han Solo character just with the main theme for Solo, a Star Wars story. And I think he's going to do the same with the Obi-Wan series. Like, you've got to understand that John Williams to me was my big first introduction to film music. Like, I'm a huge film music fan now, I really am. And I just remember listening to, John Williams Star Wars music when I was a kid and just being floored by it and going, whoa, it sounds like I'm in the Star Wars universe now. I can close my eyes and I'll be in the Star Wars universe. I'll be, Geonosis, Hoth, Tatooine. I don't know why I went to Geonosis there, but, get the point I'm trying to make. I'll close my eyes when I was a kid. I'm like, oh man, this is the Star Wars universe. It's fantastic just within the music itself. And I also love these Indiana Jones scores a lot as a kid. That's neither here or there. But you get the point I'm trying to make. His Star Wars music introduced me to film music. It introduced me a lot to films as well. The prospect of what film music could be like in a movie. And over time, I've really gone to love some of his other scores as well, like Close Encounters, Jaws, 1941, E.T., Empire of the Sun. You go on to like the Indiana Jones scores as well, the Jurassic Park scores for the first 2 Jurassic Park movies, the first 3 Harry Potter movie scores, also the first 2 Home Alone scores, Tintin, Warhorse, and Lincoln, and you go on and on and on, and his scores are so fantastic and so memorable and just so distinctive and so incredible. His Star Wars music really is all those things. It really is for me. And so the fact that he's coming back to the main theme just excites me so much. Like, I know it will only be like a 3-minute theme, but the thing is though, I think it's going to perfectly encapsulate the feeling of the show just within a 3-minute theme. I think his 3-minute main theme for the show, I didn't know it was going to be 3 minutes by the way, but I think his main theme for the show is going to perfectly encapsulate the feel of the show and what this show is going to be like. Like he did with the main theme for Solo, Star Wars Story, I think it's going to perfectly encapsulate it. I can't wait to hear it, I really can. And it's just a small thing, but for me, it's such a big thing, because John Williams is like, he's my all-time favourite composer, and his style of music is just, it's everything to me. I still listen to his Star Wars music daily. I think his Star Wars music is incredible. So I can't wait to hear a new Star Wars John Williams piece of music. I really can. But also I'm excited to hear, Natalie Holt's score for the show, because Natalie Holt is doing the whole score for the entire show. Like, Natalie Holt did a great job scoring all 6 episodes of Loki Season 1. I think she did a great job there. But I'm also excited to hear a score here as well. Like, I'm always excited. Like, even so, I think John Williams is the best Star Wars composer, hands down. I don't think anyone will ever beat him. I'm always excited to hear other artists, other musical artists, other composers have a go at doing Star Wars music. Like, I think Michael Giacchino, regardless of what anyone else says, I personally think he did a great job with the score for Rogue One: Star Wars Story, and I think that's a really underappreciated score. I think it's actually fantastic. I also think John Powell did a great job with the score for Solo, Star Wars Story. I have a lot of big problems with that film overall, but the score is definitely not one of them. I actually think the score is actually fantastic, and also I think Lord Gornson did a great job with the scores from Mandalorian Season 1 and 2, and I think he did a great job composing the main theme of the Book of Boba Fett, and also I think the person who did the score for the Book of Boba Fett did a great job, and I can't wait to hear Natalie Holt's score for this show as well. I think she's going to do a great job, because they all kind of bring something new and unique to their scores. Like, Ludwig Göransson's scores for Mandalorian Season 1 and 2 are very different to John Williams' scores for all 9 main Star Wars movies, but that's kind of cool in my opinion. That's really exciting, and yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing her score for the show overall. Anyway, that was just me nerding out a bit about, you know, Star Wars music in general, but that's kind of how I feel whenever a new person is scoring a Star Wars movie, whether John Williams is scoring some Star Wars. Even if it's just the main theme, that'll probably be like 3 minutes or 5 minutes longer than most. I'm still very, very excited to hear it. But anyway, that's just the score as well. Like, this series has so much to offer. It can have so many cameos, where it can be so much fun surprise, like Yoda, Senator Bail Organa, get Jimmy Smits back, get a bit of Darth Maul in there, why not? I don't know, maybe it breaks canon, but who cares? This series is already breaking canon anyway. Break canon a bit more, just make it fun, make it exciting, make it thrilling, add cameos in like from Cad Bane or young Boba Fett, I don't know. Do something different. Do something really different. And another reason that's really exciting me is because this series looks like it's tapping into the familiar, yet different in terms of this world we already know. Like, we know the Empire's going to be in the show. We know Darth Vader's going to be in the show. But if you watch that second trailer, it looks like we're getting a different version of the Empire, which we previously had in, say, the Mandalorian, you know, where we see the Empire post-Return of the Jedi, and also the Empire from, you know, like Solo and the original Star Wars trilogy and things like that. It looks like we're getting a very different Empire, though, from what we've already seen. And I really like that whole idea, because I do feel a lot of Star Wars fans, and I'm included here as well, don't really know what they want. Like, whenever Star Wars is something new and unique, like the prequel Star Wars trilogy or, you know, Last Jedi, a lot of people complain and go, well, that's not Star Wars, that's something completely different. And then when you get Star Wars, which is quite close to the original trilogy, people then also complain that it's too close to the original trilogy, and it's tapping into fan service too, like in the case of the Book of Boba Fett, in the case of Mandalorian Season 2 a bit as well, also in the case of, say, like, The Force Awakens. Some people complain that The Force Awakens was just a rehash of the plot for A New Hope, and that's the same with The Rise of Skywalker. It copied a lot from, you know, the original Star Wars trilogy. It took a lot from the original Star Wars trilogy, and people complained about that. There wasn't new and unique and daring enough. But the thing is, though, people complain either way. And I do think that Star Wars fans don't really know what they want, because if we do something new and unique and different, they complain. And, you know, that's not just The Last Jedi. Look at the Star Wars prequels as well. The majority of people did not like those movies when they initially came out. It's just fact, it really is. And then you look at films like The Force Awakens, and that's got a lot of people who don't like it. It's got its hate, simply because people thought it was a remake of A New Hope. I do as well, but I think it's a good remake of A New Hope, so I kind of like that movie. But yeah, you get the point I'm trying to make. I don't think Star Wars fans really know what they want, and I'm like that as well, but I do feel this series is giving Star Wars fans what they want. If this isn't what Star Wars fans want, I don't know what they want anymore. It's tapping into the familiar. You've got Ewan McGregor back as Obi-Wan. You've got Hayden Christensen back as Darth Vader / Anakin Skywalker. But at the same time, no, you've also got all these new Empire sort of stuff. You've got the Inquisitors, but now live action. And if someone like me who hasn't watched Clone Wars and Rebels, the Inquisitors is something completely new, and that's really exciting. But also, it looks like it's exploring different worlds, and it looks like we're getting a new version of the Empire, but also a familiar version of the Empire, because you're getting Darth Vader there as well, but it looks like we're also going to get some other things, and I just, all that excites me just so much. It really does. The fact that we're getting something, you know, new, but familiar. That's what Star Wars should be like now. That's what it should really be like, because that's how I feel you please the majority of the fandom. Like, there's going to be people who hate the show, guys. There's going to be people out there, and you know who you are, you're going to go into the show wanting to hate it, knowing they're going to dislike it. And that's fine. That's like a small minority of the fandom. And you can do that if you want, but I just kind of feel like you're wasting your time if you're doing that. I've just got to admit that. But I do feel like this about The Force Awakens, where it pleases the majority of the Star Wars fandom, and people can celebrate, oh yeah, Obi-Wan was actually fantastic. That's what I feel it's going to be like, and I really hope it is. That's what I hope this series is like. As for my anxiety for the show, as for my worries, I must admit I do have a couple. Like, this show is breaking canon in the Star Wars universe with the whole Darth Vader and Obi-Wan thing. Like in A New Hope, it's implied they haven't seen each other since the events of Revenge of the Sith, since the events of Mustafar, the Mustafar duel, the end of Revenge of the Sith. But the thing is, though, if they write that well, and if the series is good overall, that's not going to bother me. If the series is bad overall, and they're just kind of like a cheap cop out there, it might bother me. I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be critical as well, because it is breaking canon, and so, you know, if they can work their way around it, though, I'm not for it. I really am. Also, I don't want this show to become a complete cameo fest or anything like that. Like, I think I'm going to get some cameos in the show, and actually Rupert Friend, who I think is playing the Grand Inquisitor, as far as I'm aware, the Grand Inquisitor in this show, has actually said, oh, there's some nice Star surprises, which probably means like Yoda, Senator Bail Organa, maybe Qui-Gon, I don't know. But I don't want it just to be about the cameos. I want this show to feel like it earns its cameos, and like the cameos are written into the story. Like, if Qui-Gon Jinn does show up in the show, and Liam Neeson is playing it, that might make sense. Yoda just say something like to Obi-Wan, like, I'm starting to learn a new way of the Force where you can communicate with Force Ghosts, and then Obi-Wan is like, Qui-Gon, something like that. So perhaps it will feel like it's earned the show if Liam Neeson does return as Qui-Gon. I don't know if he is, but if he is, hopefully it feels earned. Same with Yoda, and same with any other cameo. Maybe the Emperor's in there, maybe Darth Maul's in there, we'll have to wait and see. But I don't want this show just to be a cameo fest. I want the cameos in the show to feel earned, the nice surprises, but I don't want it just to be about the nice surprises. I want it to be about a really good story between Anakin and Obi-Wan, who are like brothers, because that's what it kind of says at the end of Revenge of the Sith. Like, when Obi-Wan's going like, Anakin, like, you're my brother, at the end of Revenge of the Sith. You get that, you have that strong feeling between those two characters, at least I do, and I want the show to tap into that a lot more. Hopefully it will, and, you know, that's what I want the show to really do. I want the show to be about those two characters more than anything else. Do all the other stuff as well, make it really fun, make it exciting. Have a couple of big surprises in there which make all the Star fans go, yeah, oh cool, that's that character. But also make a good story. That's what I hope it does. And hopefully as well, the last episode in the series doesn't feel rushed. Because bear in mind, this series is only 6 episodes. I really wish it was 9. I really wish it was like 8 or 9 episodes, so the series doesn't feel rushed. Because this series is either going to feel like one big, long epic, which I hope it does, or it's going to feel like Moon Knight, when you have a really promising start and a disappointing finish. So the finale doesn't really round things up well, and I hope it's not like that. I really hope it's not like that. But I have faith in the people involved. I have faith in the writers. I have faith in Deborah Chow, that's in all 6 episodes. I have faith in the actors involved as well, and I really hope that this series has a really fantastic finale and it's a great story overall. That's what I really hope. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. But yeah, overall, I can't wait to see Obi-Wan Kenobi. I really can't. I've been rambling on about it, and those are just some of the reasons. Honestly, after I finish filming this video today, I'll probably think of a couple more reasons. I'll probably think of loads more reasons why I'm more excited for the show as well. Like, another big reason, which is the fact that I think this show is going to make me, you know, appreciate Mandalorian more when it comes back. Like, when Mandalorian Season 3 comes back, I think this show is going to make me appreciate that more, because I do feel we've had an overload of Mandalorian content recently. You know, Mandalorian Season 1 and 2, which kind of aired back to back in the UK where I live because of where Disney Plus came out, and also with the Book of Boba Fett, which ended up being Mandalorian Season 2.5, but that didn't really bother me. But the thing is, though, we've had an overload of Mandalorian content, I think. We've had too much Mandalorian content, and so I want to see something different than Mandalorian. I think that's what the show's going to be. And I think it's going to make me appreciate Mandalorian Season 3 when it comes back. I think it's going to make me appreciate that more. And there's another reason, which I'm really excited to see different Star Wars TV. And I think Obi-Wan is a perfect example of that. I'm really excited to see Andor as well. I can't wait to see Andor. It sounds fantastic. And I hope when I see a trailer, it's going to blow me away. But for now, Obi-Wan is like the perfect example of that, because we've seen all the problem for Obi-Wan so far. And we haven't seen any episodes yet, but I've got a feeling it's going to be fantastic. But I can't wait to see Ewan McGregor back. I can't wait to see, you know, Hayden Christensen back as Anakin Skywalker / Darth Vader. Assuming he is playing Anakin Skywalker, which I think he will be. I'm also looking forward to see, you know, the young Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru back as well from, you know, the end of Revenge of the Sith. They're coming back. The fact that they got the young Uncle Owen and young Aunt Beru from the end of Revenge of the Sith, from that one scene of Revenge of the Sith. Actually, they're in Attack of the Clones as well. But from that little part they played in the prequels, they're getting them back, which I think is great. Especially seeing as Joel Edgerton is like this big actor now. He's been in loads of big stuff. And they got him back to play young Uncle Owen. I bet that's a role he never thought he'd ever return to, but you know, I'm excited to see. I'm also excited to see meeting the new characters, like the one that, you know, apparently O'Shea Jackson Jr. is going to be in this show. We also know that Kumail Nanjiani is going to be in this show as well. I'm excited to meet those new characters. Hopefully that doesn't feel rushed and just like it's in there for the sake of being there, like it did a bit in The Rise of Skywalker. And so hopefully the characters feel unique and different and like they're actually something there. And yeah, I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. I can't contain my excitement. You know, I'm filming this review right now on the 13th of May. That's 2 weeks away from when Obi-Wan first aired, when the first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan aired. And I just can't wait. I can't wait. I really can't. And I hope it's brilliant. I hope the majority of the Star Wars fan base likes it as well, because I really hate it when Star Wars fans just start disliking it for the sake of disliking something. Like, imagine what the discourse, imagine what the fan discourse is going to be like if Star Wars fans don't like this show. Like, it's going to be crazy. It really is. It might be like The Last Jedi all over again, which would just be shit. It really would, because I love The Last Jedi, but I do understand why people don't like it. But I really hope we don't get another instance of that. I don't know. Hopefully we don't. Hopefully we don't. And hopefully the majority of Star Wars fans like this show at least. And, you know, there are going to be a select group of people who go into the show knowing they're going to dislike it. Good for them. I hope those people have a wonderful life and have a fantastic viewing experience with the show. But there's going to be people like me who just can't wait to see it and hope it's just so good. I really do. And I'm also going to be very critical of this show because, you know, the prequels are my childhood. The Star Wars prequels are quite literally my childhood. I mean, there's other movies as well, the Indiana Jones films. But still, for the majority of the childhood, I just remember being obsessed with Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith. And so, come on. Make this the big payoff. Utilize the best of the prequels and mix that with the original Star Wars trilogy. Mix that with the best original Star Wars trilogy as well. Utilize the best of both worlds and make the best TV show possible. I really hope that is. And maybe my expectations might be too high. I don't know. And maybe I'll be eating up my words come when Obi-Wan finally comes out. But hopefully I'm not. Hopefully I'm not. And I really hope that this series pays off. I hope it's at least good. I hope it's at least good. I want it to be amazing. I want it to be amazing. I want it to be incredible. I want it to be the most magnificent piece of TV I've ever seen in my life. I don't think it will be, but I want it to be. Anyway, you get the point. I'm very, very excited for Obi-Wan Kenobi. I've been rambling about the series for too long now. And if I was going to rank my excitement level on a scale from 1 to 10, I'd probably say it's a 10 right now. Maybe a 9.5. Maybe I might get even more excitable as the series gets closer and closer. But for now, my excitement level is like a 10 out of 10. But I'm not going to do a ranking or anything like that. All I'm going to say is I'm deliriously excited for the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show. I can't wait for it to come. And hopefully, it's absolutely amazing. Or hopefully, it's just at least good. We'll have to wait and see. May the 27th onwards, and so yes, I can't wait to see it. There's so many reasons, but particularly because Ewan McGregor is my Obi-Wan Kenobi, and because I love the Star Wars prequels as a kid, and so it does kind of feel like my child is catching up with me yet again here. But hopefully it pays off, and hopefully this series is the Obi-Wan Kenobi series that everybody wants to see, and hopefully it's just, hopefully it's great. And so yes, that is why I am deliriously excited for Obi-Wan Kenobi. Anyway guys, are you excited for the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show as well? And if you are, please let me know in the comment section below. Anyway guys, thank you as always for watching, and if you haven't yet, please do click down below and like and subscribe on this video, and look forward to many more, both film and TVs, coming very soon on this channel. See you guys again soon, but bye for now, bye!